So, what better day is there to go out there and talk about the Vancouver Canucks backup goaltending situation? Of course, we are referring to one name mostly, but I guess there is a second name that you could toss in there. We, as fans, are pretty much expecting Thatcher Demko to be the number one goalie for the Vancouver Canucks next season. That's not a surprise. It would be pretty standard for the course here. Thatcher Demko, of course, was a Vezina finalist for the Vancouver Canucks last season. But with the departure of Casey DeSmith, he is heading over to Dallas, and with all of the extra guys that have been rotating around in the backup position for Vancouver for a few years now, you could even say that Thatcher Demko's last year as a backup was split between him and Brayden Holtby. From Holtby to Jaro Halak to whomever the backup was last year. Not last year's in 23-24. Who was the backup in 22-23? Oh, right, it was Spencer Martin and Connor Delia, right. From a lot of those guys who have been older, rotating around in and about, to now, where the Vancouver Canucks finally have themselves a young, up-and-coming goaltender who does have some serious potential to do some damage. I wanted to use today's video as an opportunity to talk about Arturs Silovs. And part of the reason we are making this video on this day is because Arturs Silovs went out there and posted on Instagram recently. Yeah, take a look at this. It's the shirt, man. He's making an appearance with the shirt. And he's getting himself a car sponsorship. Cool, 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 is it not? It's an electric vehicle, I think? Okay, no, it's a translated thing from the language there, Latvian. I can't understand it, so let's just see translation here. After the end of the electric NHL playoff season, returning to Latvia, I had the opportunity to test and enjoy the fully new electric Porsche Taycan. As a Porsche brand, I am firstly concerned with speed and power. Okay, speed, power, agility, baby. Big words. Big key words. But when talking about the Taycan, I can say that it's also a very comfortable car. Easy to pick up speed, and it's easy to maneuver, generally comfortable for the driver. As technology improves, electric cars can only get more pulses. Quieter driving, which is definitely important in cities, more environmentally friendly. Currently charging is also very fast. I personally love the design of the Porsche, its elegance, no other car brand can replicate it. And so, yeah, you can say what you want about electric vehicles, whether or not Arturs Silovs is actually right, but he does have the promo images of him with this new Porsche, and of course, the funny part is, he's got the shirt. JT Miller is gonna dog on this dude the moment he sees Arturs Silovs once more, because the shirt lives on, and all the comments are talking about the shirt. I mean, of course, Vancouver fans are not gonna forget about what's going on here. But I think, you know, honestly, like, seeing Arturs Silovs smile and talk about this car that he's driving, this is like the most emotion that we have seen out of the guy in the past few months, aside from the Game 6 victory, right? I don't know, man. Artie Party seems like a really chill guy, especially from the demeanor that we see him exhibit when he guards the crease in hockey games. But either way, heading into 2024-2025, Arturs Silovs coming into camp having signed a pretty cheap deal compared to what people thought he would be able to get, is gonna have his work cut out for him. It's not gonna be a guaranteed, oh, he's the backup immediately, because Jiri Patera does exist, and the Vancouver Canucks did sign him in the offseason as well. I think the signing of Jiri Patera was more so as a leg up and to say, okay, Arturs Silovs, your job is not secure here. There is still another guy who can overtake you if you allow him to. But we are setting you up here that you're not going up against Prime Carey Price, you're going up against Jiri Patera. So this should be a winnable battle for Arturs Silovs heading into training camp in the preseason for this upcoming year. And if anything, if he performs to the standard that we know he's capable of performing at, then he should be able to be the backup, no questions asked. Now, when it comes to the splits, you could say that it might be a little much for Arturs Silovs to get a pure half-and-half split 41 games on the year right away. But if Thatcher Demko plays, let's say, 55 games and Silovs gets the remaining what would that be, 27 games? Maybe that's a little appropriate. Maybe it goes down to, maybe Silovs gets 30 and Demko gets 57. As long as you're not overworking the guy, and as long as he can play in big moments of relief, 82 games is a long time, right? So Thatcher Demko, as good as he is, it'd be impossible for him to be a consistent 100% tip-top quality shape goaltender for all however many games that he starts. There are going to be some rough patches. It is inevitable. No goalie is going to have a perfect 82 games. So for Arturs Silovs, this is going to be the task here, coming into relief as he had in the 2024 Stanley Cup Playoffs. Third string goaltender who ended up making a pretty big name for himself and coming away with a big shutout win in Game 6 against Nashville to seal the deal and win the series. Whether or not he is capable of improving upon those numbers, though, that remains to be seen, because honestly, the breakdown statistically of Silovs is not the best. 881 save percentage in 4 Vancouver games last season, and an 898 save percentage in the playoffs, too. Honestly, that 898 is really misleading, because it's carried by a few really bad games against the Edmonton Oilers, where honestly, you can say that an 815 save percentage is a bad game, you can say that a 778 save percentage is a bad game, but those games weren't really Arturs Silovs' fault. It was just Edmonton being Edmonton and the Vancouver Canucks team in front of him not showing up in the ways that they needed to allow him to get the victories. I think Silovs, the way he plays, the Canucks started to feel a lot more confident in front of him as well. You could see that they were kind of more relaxed when he was handling the puck behind the net and everything. Sure, he started out his campaign in the playoffs with 3 straight 900-plus save percentage games, and that's kind of when the Canucks started to get their confidence in him, and then they even won Game 1 against Edmonton, despite having a 778 save percentage. So Silovs has had this ability to pull out wins either with extraordinary performances statistically, or by just getting the job done and dogging it through, getting the win even though he might have given up a whole bunch of goals or whatever. Game 3 against Edmonton, I think, might have been the best showing for Silovs in the second round. 933 save percentage, 45 shots against and 42 saves. He was an absolute menace, and if he's able to do that against teams like Edmonton, consistently putting up results, then I think the Vancouver Canucks could have one of the best goaltending tandems in the NHL next year. And that is not hyperbole. They literally have a Vezina finalist, and they have themselves the story of the playoffs in net for 2024 as well. So, Demko Silovs, this seems to be it, man. And I know how much it was memed upon earlier this year, but if he goes out there and brings that shirt to practice every so often, then I think there should be a little bit more mojo heading into the upcoming games in 24-25. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Arturs Silovs and this entire commentary video right here. Honestly, there wasn't really much to talk about except for the fact that he got a new car sponsorship. It's good that he didn't get signed with Benson Motors. I saw a lot of people going out there and memeing about that. If you hadn't seen it, Benson Motors, man, everybody who goes there from the Vancouver Canucks ends up getting traded or leaving at some capacity at some point in the future. It's very strange how consistent that pattern has held itself up over the years. But Artie Party? Nah, he's not going over to Benson. He's got a Porsche in Latvia, and a really interesting Instagram post to promote it as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Arturs Silovs and the promo that he had, I guess, as well as his projected performance for the 2024-2025 season. What are your opinions on how he is going to perform, and what are your expectations? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.